It's a beautiful night for soccer in Alliance, Ohio. It is an EBC battle between the Alliance Aviators and the Carrollton Warriors, and it is up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Smacked into left field. Say goodnight to that baseball.
This is another one. It's back to back jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. Needs a point, and it's alive. Hansen pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Live from the Rockhill Soccer Complex, this is OHSAA Soccer on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. It's a good one on hand tonight on the SmeeSports YouTube channel as the visiting Carrollton Warriors take on the Alliance Aviators. Hello, friends. He's Cooper Fontaine. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. Cooper, the Alliance Aviators in a streak, not a winning streak, not a losing streak, but a drawing streak as they have tied their last 3 matches.
It's crazy. You look on Max Preps, you see the streak column. You don't see W3, you don't see L3, you see T3. It's an interesting sight, but it's the truth here for the Aviators.
And not to be confused with the T3 Warhawks that play baseball, but a lot is on the line tonight for Alliance. The EBC, it could easily be sealed tonight for a team like Marlington. If you tie too many matches, that is what will kill the Aviators. The reason why they won the conference last year over Marlington is simple. They took care of business more often than not, and that Marlington loss ended up not mattering.
Right, and you see a lot of times a bit of a weird situation. I remember when it was closing out the EBC, people are asking who's winning the EBC, and it was hard to decipher because so many ties or so many wins or losses that at the end of the day, when Alliance won it, people were almost shocked because people thought Marlington were the better team, but the win column and loss column ended up going in favor of the Aviators.
And one of Marlington's best, and Parker Woods, is now on the Alliance Aviators. So we will see how he does tonight. It is an important game for him as his Aviators look to get a big win in EBC play. Good through ball in early, but it is an easy save for the Carrollton Warriors. But good attacking prowess early on in this match by the Alliance Aviators, taking less than 25 seconds to get a ball inside the 18-yard box.
And that's what they have to do to get out fast if they want to beat these Carrollton Warriors. They got to get something big going here to get out of this tying streak.
It's weird to say that. It still sounds so weird to say tying streak, but that is what is going on for them. As for Carrollton, 1-6 on the year. They need a big win tonight. It would be a big upset win at that. Last time the Aviators played in the EBC, it was a 2-2 draw here against Salem.
Yeah, and that 2-2 draw, that started their tying streak, if I believe.
I believe so. And it looks like the Warriors will try to concede the corner. That is Duval Citro hitting it out of play, but he is able to poke it off of an Aviator, so it'll be an early goal kick for Carrollton. But, I mean, you look at the way this matchup is supposed to go, you would think that it favors Alliance just given how strong of a team they are, but you cannot count out Carrollton. They always fight hard, and no matter the sport, they always seem to find a way to cause issues.
Yeah, and we talked about it at the amazing volleyball game that we were at last week, the Alliance girls versus the Minerva girls. And we talked about all the teams in the EBC are great, and they're all gritty teams. And just like that, you really cannot count these Carrollton Warriors out.
And a reason why you can't count Alliance out outside of their better record is the man in goal, number 00, Cole Pasco.
Yeah, we talked about him a lot during the Marlington-Streetsboro game, and he doesn't play for either of those teams. We were talking about some of the best goalies in the EBC with Brock Swisher, and he's competing all the time with Cole Pasco.
Payson Havens on the far side, an excellent strong tackle. Warriors. I believe that was number 4 on the far side, which actually, no, looking now, he is over here. So that was number 2, Citro once again. But Payson Havens, the sophomore, is an interesting case study. He, just like a guy like Schutte last year, the kicker for his varsity football team.
Yeah, and Schutte no longer the kicker. You can see that some struggles with in the kicking column for the Alliance Aviators, although it is J.R. Jackson, so I'm sure he'll get into rhythm soon. But enough about football.
We've seen JR do so many great things. We do apologize. It looked like the feed did drop for a few moments. Nothing crazy happening. I think maybe that was down for all of 5 seconds. That is what happens when you are outside in the elements. No real elements tonight outside of the sun setting. But here we are. Beautiful complex once again. I will say Alliance did a great job with this renovation, which I believe, as you told me, was a byproduct of COVID.
Yeah, those COVID relief funds come in. You got to find a way to spend it. And just like the last time we were here for Alliance Girls Soccer, the weather is beautiful. This is amazing.
It'll be Cole Pasco getting it away with a simple goal kick. Alliance, one of very few teams in the area that likes to truly play out from the back, as Cole Pasco is more of a sweeper keeper. Lincoln Reese unable to connect with Parker Woods. Once again, it is Citro going now to the near side, and he will be dispossessed by D'Lo. D'Angelo's older brother, Val, a former Alliance baseball player, he is in the crowd tonight off to our left. So good to see Valentino and a couple other members of the class of 2025 once again. The Aviators looking for an early strike. Here is their chance, and they get the early goal. It is Chase Taylor, the freshman, goal number 6 this year, and Alliance is on the board less than 4 minutes in.
Chase Taylor, one of the premier freshmen in the EBC. He has been on fire this year, scoring goals left and right. One of the best freshmen we've seen in a while.
And getting the early goal is huge for him. Now 8 goal contributions this year as a freshman. And you see that beautiful strike finding the back of the net. That's the prowess you want to see from your young players, clearly taking after the likes of a graduated Apollo Prince, who he maybe didn't play on the attacking end of things, but he still was a key figure as you look at the way Alliance played. A lot of that came with him. And when he finally scored on senior night last year, everybody went nuts.
Senior night was wild last year. I was at that game, and that was it was pretty incredible to watch, no doubt.
But Alliance up early, 1-0 your score, and once again it is courtesy of the freshman Chase Taylor.
And you love to see that confidence again from the freshman, being able to just strike like that with no doubt in his mind that he's going to hit the back of the net is great, coming from a young player on a team.
And we saw it last year, some of these now sophomores really stepping up in a big way. And you expect nothing less from this Alliance Aviator program. Well coached, well managed, a great youth program. They really do have a lot of talent top to bottom. Another chance for the Aviators, a great shot to make it too. Here comes the chance, and it is wide. That's time Schutte.
Yeah, Schutte just missed it to the right there off of a little bit of a messed up setup there by Ryder Bandy. It got deflected, a little pinball action from the Warriors. But overall, another not a bad scoring chance there for the Aviators. I could have easily seen that turn into a goal.
And we talk about the young players. We go to last year. Bandy as a sophomore, he really was one of the best players on this team, a big impact player. And he looks to be for the next year and then all of next season.
And someone who was maybe not a big impact player, but a little impact player, not because he didn't make an impact, but because of his height. Jackson Braced was a freshman last year, and he's a sophomore now. Unfortunately, he's not playing in this game due to a little illness, but we would love to have seen him out here today.
And the way that he controls the midfield, very similar to like a Marco Verratti from PSG back in the day.
Yeah, he's a midfield maestro. I mean, he plays the game the right way for sure.
I think you're using my verbiage there with that one exactly. I think that's what I called him a lot last year. Reese on the near side, courtesy of our sideline camera, and he will ping that one up the pitch. A beautiful ball in, lightly tapped forward onto Schutte, and Woods is unable to get there, but on the second attempt he does. Good backtrack by Parker Woods. Beautiful give and go with Ryder Bandy. Alliance looks to be in with another opportunity on the near wing. Reese, he will whip it in. Beautiful ball right to the center of the 18-yard box. The chance still there for Bandy, and he will be dispossessed by the Warriors.
No bueno there for the Aviators, but again, another great scoring opportunity for them. They're getting a lot of opportunities early in this game. That's exactly what they need if they want to take the win here today.
And I agree. You look at the way Alliance plays. When they know they can win, they play more aggressive. And that was the issue last year against Marlington. the moment they went down, or rather, the moment they went up, really, all of the aggression was gone.
No, you have to stay aggressive even through those questionable moments or even those moments where you think you're safe. You don't want to back it down if you're in rhythm.
Pasco able to send that one up towards midfield. We talk about him as a sweeper keeper, but we will be talking about him as a great 4 or 5 for the Alliance basketball team in a few months.
Yeah, and it always comes back to basketball with the Alliance Aviators. They were so great last year.
Not to interrupt, great chance for Parker Woods to poke one in. Offside flag stays down. Give and go with Bandy. He takes the shot, and it is saved.
Good save there. Just keeping his eyes on the ball throughout all that action inside the box. He really just made a great play there.
And in the end, Woods along with Bandy took too much time before taking their shot. That was the issue.
And that was hesitation that, I don't want to be comparing people here, but that's the hesitation that we did not see quite so much from the freshman Chase Taylor.
And going back to the Streets program, we saw that plenty with them.
Yeah, they just could not get it set up, and when they did have it set up, they just did not want to take the shot.
I know Alliance has a very fond feeling of Streetsboro right now, and they will be playing them in boys soccer to round out their regular season campaign on October 11th.
A fond feeling for sure. I mean, I was at that game, absolutely electric.
31:55 on the clock in the first half. Alliance up 1-0, courtesy of the freshman Chase Taylor. Pasco boosts that one up the pitch. Too high for Schutte, and it'll fall in the midfield. Good attack by Fisk, but he will commit the foul. First foul of the night on either side.
Yeah, it took a good amount of time to get a foul. It's been a pretty clean game so far. Not too much pushing, not too much shoving. We'll see how that pans out later in the game.
D'Angelo Fisk so far this year, the biggest contributor for the Alliance Aviators. 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 goal contributions in a total of 7 games. So very good work from him. Beautiful set piece, but unable to get a good shot off. Carrollton will try it again, and that is too easy for Cole Pasco in between the sticks.
Yeah, it looked like he was taking a fair catch there. I mean, that ball was absolutely skied.
I know Alliance has their fair share of good returners, but why not one more? Woods takes a good Cruyff turn forward, picks up Reese on the near wing. Good outside poke, but unable to pick up a teammate, and it is simply cleared away by, once again, Citro. Duvall has been great tonight. He has commanded this defense. He is not stationary. I feel like a better term for that. He is not locked into one side of the pitch. He is not afraid to move between the sides.
That's where I was going with that. I was going to say he's very mobile in the way he plays.
And it looks like it did go out of play. Initially, it looked like it did, but the ref said play on, and now they call it back. And maybe one of the biggest media nights here for the Alliance Aviator boys soccer team this year. At least 2 or 3 cameramen on site that aren't doing the broadcast, taking pictures. But you did see Connor on your screen moments ago, and he is with us.
Right, and we have such a large crew here today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I mean, something like that, you know. We said it all the time at the volleyball game, 6, 7. That's the big thing right now, and we have about 6, 7 people here with us today.
Jim Nance said it, so I think it's allowed now.
Yeah, for sure.
Back to the action. It is Taylor on the far side. He has the lone strike so far for either team. And if you're Alliance, you need a brace quickly. If you let Carrollton get back in the match, this could be the 4th draw in a row. I was thinking heading in, okay, Alliance scores 3 or 4 in the first 10 minutes. That's how it would go. But Carrollton holding their own, and a lot of that is due to Citro in the defense. Alliance, another good opportunity here. It'll be Schutte right outside the 18-yard box. Dispossessed once again by Citro, and it'll go out of play. It looks like Carrollton ball based on the initial points, and it will be. So just like that, number 2 controlling the game again. I think out of everybody on Carrollton, we've called his name pretty much 90% of the time that we have.
Yeah, because, well, and that's also because they haven't had a lot of opportunity to take shots on goal, not a lot of opportunities on offense. And this is kind of what we started with at the beginning of the game, where if you want to win, if you want to get out fast and get a quick victory, the best way is to get out fast and to a quick lead. And they did that with Chase Taylor, the Alliance Aviators. But Carrollton needs to get something going. They need to get into rhythm here if they really want to compete.
Yes, less than 4 minutes in, Taylor was able to get that strike. Foul called once again on the Aviators, and another promising attack will end. But Carrollton, I will give them a lot of credit. They're holding their own. They're controlling the game a lot better than you would have expected given their record.
And the record doesn't always tell the story.
We talk a lot about that with football, and the biggest example last year was Cletus Monroy and the Salem Quakers. So many one-score games going against them. it's always tough.
No doubt. Losing those close games, always heartbreaking, at least for the team losing. For the team winning, it's a bit of a different story. You know, they love to win a close game. But the Salem Quakers just could not get on the right side of that last year.
And the big thing right now with Alliance, which is still crazy given the ties, Pasco has allowed 5 goals. That is insane in 7 games. And he got a lot of clean sheets early, but you look at Carrollton, 10-0 to Sandy Valley, 3-1 to McKinley. Their one win, 3-1 against Ravenna, 2-0 against Lake Center Christian, 11-2 against Canton South, 10-0 against Marlington, 2-1 against Harrison Central. And here we are tonight against Alliance. I would feel like 10-0 is the complete upper echelon of what could happen, and I don't see it.
At least not at the pace that things are going right now. I mean, Carrollton has a good chance right now, just can't seem to get a hold of the ball.
Very similar to how Streetsboro played in that first half. They kept things in check, I would say, to an extent. And here come the Carrollton Warriors, but just too heavy of a touch. That was number 17, just playing it too far on. And now the defense will have to step back in. Miscommunication, and that one will go out of play. And I guess they're going to give it to Carrollton.
That's a hard call to make. I mean, that ball was absolutely sent up there off of the little 50-50, but
I thought it was 2 white jerseys that collided for it. That's what it looked like from at least over here.
And there will be another whistle.
Substitutions, I think.
Substitutions, right.
I think they will be calling that one back to make a change or two. Alliance, as he said, without Bracestead tonight, but for the most part, a healthy team, unlike their female counterparts, unfortunately. But they're still doing a great job. They had that big win this past Saturday, taking down Canton South 7-1. They still have a lot of life left in them this season, and I think they will be a good team to watch as this year goes on.
Yeah, as this year goes on, and even in the future years, as you mentioned, Alliance has a great young soccer program to get the youth into the soccer. They have great coaches all around, and so I think even into the future, the Alliance girls will be one to watch.
Woods flicked on, able to get past his defender, and here come the Aviators. Beautiful ball right across the face of goal, and there is goal number 2, but not so fast. The flag will go up, and the Aviators will be denied.
That would have been another goal for D'Angelo Fisk. Like you said, huge contributor so far this season, but not so fast as they call that one back.
I think it was a pretty clear offside, and once again, going back to that hesitation. That would have been a great assist from Parker Woods, who so far this year, 4 goals, 4 assists. Completely balanced.
Yeah, dishing out the ball well and scoring well as well.
He came over from Marlington, and Marlington, they're still high up in the polls, number 4 in the greater Akron area. I think it's the greater Akron-Canton area, technically. And now they're looking at it, and the flag, it doesn't matter. They're going to put it on the board.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. And we saw it so much in the Alliance versus Minerva girls volleyball game with all the call reversals. It's not something you see quite as much in soccer.
So goal number 3 on the year for Schutte. He now has 7 goal contributions. Parker Woods, 4 goals, 5 assists, and now 9. But we saw that flag go up. It looked like, okay, the play went on, and obviously they scored, so they erased it. A very interesting one there.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
Because it looked like at least for a moment they were setting up, and they were ready to take the free kick. But Alliance, they will take it. They have their brace courtesy of the former Aviator kicker. Carrollton, they will look for a response as they throw in just around the corner flag. Good ball in, but the Aviators swarm to get it. Parker Woods and company looking to push the field, and here they come. Beautiful ball onto Reese, but he will be dispossessed. Good tackle in by Motts, the sophomore. But in the end, Alliance will take it back. The Aviators, they don't really go too long without getting possession. They have dominated in that regard tonight. Albeit, once again, as we like to say, in a small sample size. That's the key thing. You always have to look at the sample. So 24-35 left to go in the first half. Alliance up 2-0. Chase Taylor got the opening goal. Schutte got the second, courtesy of Parker Woods' pass on a controversial play that it looked like it was initially ruled offside. But in the end, upon a further review, they decided to allow the goal. And speaking of allow, that could be a penalty, a hard tackle. And it looks like it will be going back the other way. We're going to watch the replay back, as that definitely looks close. But we will see what they actually saw from up close, as, once again, Connor had a great angle of it. And it starts down here, just a beautiful ball in. He got ball.
Impressive.
I think the replay shows that pretty clear.
Yeah, huge props to Channel 1022 for getting us the sideline cam. Great angle there.
And we'll have it again on Friday as it's official. We will be going to Akron Ellet's for Friday Night Lights. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, it is doubleheader number 2 of the football season. On Saturday, it is going to be Holy Name and Madison football. The Blue Streaks coming off a big 33-0 victory over Eastlake North. Beautiful ball in by Bandy. Looking for a head. He will find one. And Woods' head not strong enough to knock it in.
Yeah, the ball just coming off, with not a lot of velocity. Easy save there.
But still a good attempt, and Ryder Bandy, he has controlled this game very well. He might be wearing a number 12 jersey today, but he has controlled it like a number 10, a true attacking mid. And that's what you want to see from him. Calic plays it on forward. Woods gets it over to Bandy. Now Reese on the near side. 22:50 left to go in the first half. Alliance up 2-zip, looking to make it 3. It is Bandy, still well outside the 18-yard box. Pokes it with the outside of his foot. Nobody home. And a small clearance by Rutledge. And there is the second attempt, finally getting out of there. Ferocious, the sophomore, finally clears it out of the defensive half of Carrollton. Now Alliance, they will try it again. Calic in the middle. Almost called him Quinn for a second. Quinn, I believe, is gone now.
Yeah,
it's Caden.
Quinn and Caden, like we talked about, again, I keep on going back to this Minerva Alliance volleyball game. That sibling relationship, that bonding, that connection that always helps bring a team together. Both Alliance, and Minerva had the sibling duos on their volleyball teams, and we see it now with, albeit a graduated sibling, but last year, Alliance.
And speaking of graduates, we will have Apollo Prince's mom, Heather Prince, as a sponsor today. We will run her ad at halftime and talk about Heather Prince, a very good realtor if you're in the area. It is fitting with 9/11 being on Thursday. She does give back to veterans and people who served, and people have done a lot for our country with one of her programs, but you'll hear more about that during her advertisement. If you're in the Alliance area, that's the best place to go and buy a house, as once again, she's from Alliance, she went to Mount Union, and Apollo, her son, played for the Aviators, and he was truly a joy to watch.
I know it sounds a little cliche, but my family, we did buy our house from her, and she's great.
There you go. Listen to Mr. Fontaine here. To be fair, that can also be said inside of Alliance High School.
That is also true.
Back to the action here. 21-10 on the clock. Awkward hit. D'Lo gets it over to Calic. Calic takes the shot, and it'll go wide.
Just a bit outside there. Caden misses to the left. Another great goal opportunity for the Alliance Aviators. This one just falls short again. Still, though, Aviators 2-0.
And it'll be a goal kick here for the Carrollton Warriors. Like so many teams in the area, they will have a defender take the kick and not the goalkeeper. Around halfway through this opening half, Alliance looking to make it 3, but yet again, Carrollton able to get a foot in, and here comes their offense. Morales, the sophomore, loses it in the middle as it is Ghani, the sophomore, picking it up. He is definitely a newcomer to this team. Maybe played in a few games last year, but it is good to have him. The more numbers you have in soccer, the better. In professional play, usually 18 is your cap, but for high school, you can have a heavier bench than that, up until the playoffs, of course. Which, if the Alliance Aviators and the Marlington Dukes continue to play like this, we could have home games for both teams. Beautiful ball played on forward towards D'Angelo Fisk. Fisk takes a touch, and he will have another chance wide open. No good, denied in the end. And there will be a tumble on the far side. That is Jace Jones, the sophomore, going down. And that finally does end the sequence. D'Lo right in front of goal once again. Couldn't poke it in.
Yeah, another opportunity falls short for the Aviators, but like you just mentioned, Jace Jones, his brother last year, Cam Jones, played. That sibling connection keeps on coming through, especially in the EBC.
I did not make that connection until now. So thank you for that, as I did not know that. You hear the last names, especially the common ones, you don't really put it together. But Alliance, as you've mentioned, it is a school district built on siblings. And that's not a bad thing at all. And also, I'll throw it over to Beloit, the DeShields family at quarterback. I mean, yeah, TJ and Drew. Drew won Kent State their first game in so long, and TJ, he got Mount to the Stag Bowl. Definitely a special family. And, oh, by the way, Dad, Walt, every season at West Branch, above 500.
It's incredible what they're doing over there.
Here's the free kick chance for Bandy, and he will miss it wide.
Just a bit to the right there.
As the substitutions come on for the Alliance Aviators, we will take a preview at our next couple of games. Starting on Thursday, we will be at Marlington High School. Carrollton fans, tune in once again as we will have your Warriors volleyball team as they take on the Dukes. 6 p.m. first serve at the quote-unquote Duke Dome. It's not a dome, it's a flat ceiling and a short ceiling at that. Then on Friday, it'll be Akron Ella taking on the Alliance Aviators. Tune in for the SmeeSports pregame show at 6:15. And then once again at 7 p.m. as we will have full coverage from then. It is a kick right to Fisk, and he is unable to get it in, misses over the bar.
Just puts that one right over. Again, another opportunity, another shot on goal that just falls a bit short for the Aviators.
As for next week, I think our first game is girls soccer here on Monday. Weather pending, it'll be Alliance and Boardman. But as always, to stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest 2024 on Twitter, along with SmeeSports LLC on Facebook and LinkedIn. And as well, subscribe down below. The goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. A lot of great games coming up, including some Division I baseball per se. So make sure you go down below and subscribe. Now's the time to join on as we are almost at 5,000 subs. Crazy to say that, less than 90 away, and we got, I believe, around 20 on Friday as Minerva took down Springfield. A tremendous game over at Minerva High School.
Yeah, I watched the ending of that game. Absolutely electric for those Minerva Lions. Their first 2-1 start since 2013. I was 4 years old, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, really does put it in perspective. Fisk fighting for possession on the far side, and here come the Aviators. Poked on a Bandy, and it'll be cleared out of the 18-yard box, but still a dangerous opportunity for the Aviators. Good touch by Fisk, but in the end, everything will have to reset. Lincoln Masters is a senior. He will control things from the defensive line. Good ball on forward, picking up Kager. 16:50 left to go in the first half. Alliance up by 2. And the goal is to keep it that way. Bandy, good touch back to Fisk. Fisk denied as he is met by a Warrior immediately as he strikes it. Kallick picks it up again. Now Chase Patrick, another freshman, 1 assist and 1 save this year. So a complete mixed bag, albeit 2 different contributions. Carrollton, they need an attack here. The ball has resided in their defensive area for so long, and at long last, it'll be Cole Pasco getting called to action.
And Chase Patrick, as you mentioned, 1 assist, 1 goal. He can play both sides of the ball, and he plays the goalie position very well, just not quite good enough to, take over for Cole Pasco's position. But once Pasco graduates, I think we have another great goalie at Alliance here on our hands.
Something about this city and goalkeepers, it is tremendous. Another great opportunity. D'Lo plays it far side. Bandy takes the touch into the 18-yard box, and it'll be cleared away by Citro.
Yeah, slight collision there, just stopping Bandy from getting that goal.
Heavy touch forward, and here is the sweeper keeper aspect of Pasco's game. Comes off of his defensive line. But no surprise to see Cole Pasco as such a star for the Alliance Aviators. His grandpa, nobody special, just legendary Mount Union head coach Larry Karras, a.k.a. Karras Stadium, for those who didn't know that. Good old LK. Then VK took over, and VK now the winningest head coach, or rather, it's Candle from Mount Union. VK is the DC, but now Candle from Mount, the most winning coach in Toledo history.
It's all crazy what goes on at Mount Union. They may be Division III, but they are still good. As we see, Division III can compete with Division I, as Adrian College, a Division III college in Mount Union, actually took down Division I Valpo earlier this week. An impressive game, if I do say so myself.
Shout out Noah Boudry, the old signal caller for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. And one more connection to the Karras family before we get back to the action. Jeff Dart is related by marriage. So there you go.
How about that?
It's royalty at this point over at, well, I would say at Mount Union, but I can pretty much point my finger and I can point to my townhouse. Don't come visit me, please. 14:37 left to go in the first half. Same exact score, 2-0 still. But for those just tuning in, less than 4 minutes in, Chase Taylor, he got on the board. Goal number 6 of the year. He now has 8 goal contributions. Then a little bit later on, Schutte scored courtesy of Woods' pass. But the issue was the offside flag went up. In the end, they reversed the decision, and the goal stood, giving Alliance their brace. But this is far from a sound result for either team. A lot of work to do for both sides, especially with halftime 14 minutes away. But a lot of this ending to the half has to revolve around Carrollton controlling this game and this is going to be one of their first attacks of the night. Beautiful ball played in, but yet again, Cole Pasco off of his line, able to scoop it up.
And Cole Pasco, we've talked about it so much, but we haven't been able to see it all that much due to Carrollton's lack of scoring opportunities. He is an incredible goalkeeper.
He truly is, and you talk about Cole Pasco and Brock Swisher in the same regard. Both great goalkeepers, and they are, I would say, in regards to goalkeeping, the prides of Alliance. You can go back to Lucas Fields last year for Mount Union. He was a tremendous starter. Now a new guy in between the posts who we will find out soon. Slight trip up there, and that'll be the first foul of the game going against Carrollton. Only 3 fouls so far, 2 on Alliance, both in their final third, and now 1 at midfield. Or actually, there was 1 more in there, and 1 of them was around midfield. Pretty much the same exact spot, but for Carrollton.
Yeah, and there goes Jackson Masters getting tripped up. His older brother, the captain, now with the ball. Lincoln Masters.
Beautiful pass by Lincoln, picking up Carson Smith, the sophomore, promising a sack for the Aviators, and it'll be poked outside the 18-yard box. Still close enough for Carson Smith, but a good box-out attempt by Shockey gets it out of play, but possession remains with Alliance.
Yeah, good play to get it inside there by Smith. He's a 3-sport athlete. He also wrestles and plays baseball as of last year.
Mandan tries poking it through. The ball will stay just in play. Masters keeps it alive. And in the end, Carrollton just plays it right back to Mandan. Beautiful squared ball. Nobody home at the top of the 18-yard box. And Carrollton will take it back. The Warriors getting a few attacks going as of late, but still plenty of time for them. If they can get a goal before the end of this first half, I think that does make things so much more interesting.
Absolutely, and we talked about it. The record does not quite reflect their skill, or at least the level that they're playing right now.
Just too far of a ball up the pitch for Havens, and it'll go out of play. Havens, 2 goals, 2 assists. But you look at their key scorer, that is Routledge, 4 goals, 1 assist. I think we've called his name once. If they can get him more involved in this offense, especially, and a big part of that is getting the offense involved, period, then Carrollton has a good shot to get back in this game, whether it be in this first half or even down the stretch in the second half. But I think all the way around, Alliance has played a technically sound game, but there are some things which I'm sure Coach Lepley will talk about at halftime that can improve.
Yeah, you know, just closing up any of those holes, as few as they are. Like you said, they're playing a very technically sound game. They're not doing anything wrong per se, but there are definitely some openings that Carrollton will try to exploit going into the second half.
And if you're Carrollton, you just need to take advantage of one. We've seen so many great soccer comebacks over the years, just starting with one good opportunity. You look at Liverpool's Champions League win back in 2005, 3-0 at the half, losing to AC Milan. Gerard got a goal, I think, or Gerard rather, got a goal 4 minutes in the second half, and then from there, it went to PKs, I believe, and Liverpool got the win. So a rally can easily start if you just play your cards right, which it sounds simple. To score goals, you got to score goals, but it really is a true sentiment. You got to get in the right attacking mind to make it happen. And I'm sure Alliance and Carrollton both will be looking at that at the half, as we are 10 minutes and 30 seconds away from getting there. Beautiful ball on. Beautiful ball up to Smith. Alliance needing numbers inside the 18-yard box. Heavy touch by Smith. Able to poke it away, trying to pick up Kager, but in the end it goes to Mandan, and Mandan will slip it back. Alliance looking for a promising build-up, but with 10 minutes to go, Carrollton's defense starting to lock in even more. And that one decision really a killer against them. If that did not go for Alliance, it's 1-0, not 2-0. Big difference right now. Citro almost misplays it, and he does in the end. It is pinballed off of him. A great chance for the Aviators, but it'll be cleared away. Excellent resilience by the Warriors.
Nearly another scoring opportunity there off of an error, where, you know, they just can't execute. Maybe a little bit of hesitation, not getting their feet set. Ultimately, though, it's not affected them too poorly. Corner kick now for the Aviators.
And we saw how dangerous set pieces were last week, or rather 2 weeks ago now, for the Marlington Dukes. Good ball whipped in, dying in front of the 6-yard box. The chance denied. The second chance also denied. There is a Warrior down in the box, and Carrollton will simply clear it away. Looks like the wind got knocked out of him, but he will have to get back up quick, as here come the Aviators once again. Smith gets it from behind.
Yeah, it looks like the poor guy got hit in the chest by a kick from Sherban.
And I feel like you have to stop play here.
Yeah.
The ball goes out of play. You have to pause it. And they will. I'm surprised they went on that long.
Yeah. Ultimately, but, I mean.
And the clock finally does stop.
There it goes. And honestly, if I got hit in the chest by a ball from Sherban, I think I'd be down too. He has a powerful leg, no doubt.
He definitely is. And as this injured player is attended to, we will step aside.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
.8:36 left to go in the opening half. It is Braden Limbacher, the senior for Carrollton, down outside of his goal. It looked like the wind got knocked out of him, but potentially, depending on where he was, I think I heard the words concussion. So I think it is further than that, and I think it was a blow to the head. But once again, that is unconfirmed. That's what we're hearing. We're hoping he's okay, but I think it is a good idea to come on and give the information that we have heard so far. Usually when the player is taken off the field, somebody comes in and we continue, but we still have not yet. And now it looks like finally we are ready to go, and we are back to the action. Carrollton trying to take it out of their own half. Good heavy touch by the Aviators to try and poke it free, but it'll go out of play and they will take it. Quick throw and taken. Smith goes to Jackson Masters, and it'll fly on back, going to now Lincoln Masters. So double Masters, wayward ball poked up by Ghani, and Ghani maybe just saved a goal. Otherwise, that was a clear one-on-one opportunity. Another great chance for the Aviators. Smith played on forward. Numbers getting open in the box, plays it to the near post, and it is almost pinged in off of the goalkeeper for Carrollton.
Another nearly sweet setup there for Carson Smith. We saw him cross the other one, and we saw Grady Duchamp with him on the right side, ultimately just falling a bit short with 7.5 minutes left.
But a very good first half so far. A lot of takeaways for both sides. We'll talk about that briefly at the half once we get back to the action. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for this second half. A lot closer once again than we expected. I believe that has been kind of the rally cry of soccer so far. We came into that Alliance game against Canfield thinking, okay, we know how this is going to go. This game, however, not at all what we expected.
Yeah, and with that Alliance girls game, they have a really banged up roster like you mentioned, but ultimately they were able to stick in there, and it wasn't even that bad of a game. I believe they only lost 3-1.
And that is just impressive given how strong that Carrollton, or rather Canfield team is. And this Carrollton team, they are maybe just as strong, obviously on a different scale. Barrick on the near side trying to poke it free. He will lose it, and the whistle will blow, most likely getting a foul off of Kager. Once again, the clock continues to roll. 6:45 rather left to go in this first half. Alliance up 2-0. Once again, goals coming from Taylor and Schutte.
And I know we've said it so many times throughout this broadcast. I just realized another one. Mason Kager, Logan Kager.
There you go. Yet another sibling duo. Alliance once again trying to push the pitch. Beautiful give and go. Smith trying to get on the end of it. Won't be able to catch up to Routledge. And he will try to turn the corner, but loses it out of play. Possession Alliance, and Smith is wasting no time. Quick play into Jackson Masters, and finally Rutledge able to clear it. Havens trying to control. Dished on back, Barrick. Now it falls, Morales. Played on forward, Carrollton, they need extra jerseys forward. Morales turns back and he is boxed out. He will lose it, but it goes out of play and Carrollton will stay with it.
Smith, a physical player on that box out. He's not afraid to just get in there and use his body to keep the other players away from the ball.
Whistle will blow, and once again it stays with Carrollton. It looks like their plan is very simple. Scrap their way up the pitch. Just moving it a little bit and then just a little bit more before finally finding a gap. And finally the Aviators get it back, and they need a good attack here. 5:20 left to go in this first half. Alliance up 2-0, but Carrollton still definitely in this. Ghani forward, picking up Masters, and Masters will hit it out of play. Possession Carrollton. And you can hear, I believe, Rutledge, let's make something. And that's good leadership from the senior. Carrollton, they are starting to get that energy up. The more we hear them talk, which the nice thing without a press box here, we can hear them talking plenty. It helps them if they can communicate, and if they communicate good, they have a great chance to get on the board.
It's basically the exact opposite of the Marlington versus Streetsboro game. You know, we're on the opposite side of the fans. We're up in the second-story press box, and you really can't hear anything that's going on. It's a very quiet game from up there.
But here we are right in the thick of it. Right, actually, I believe in Carrollton territory, if we're being exact.
Yeah, we're got the table set up in the away stand. It's a setup to, it's a sight to behold, but it gets the job done. We're calling a great game here.
And here is the chance for the Carrollton Warriors. Ball played in, and it is going to go way to the back post, and it'll overshoot the intended targets. And I believe on the far side, that was Day, the freshman. So just a little bit too far out of his reach. And possession will go to the Aviators. But not a bad idea.
No, and you got to score any way you can. So they're trying to get it in off those set pieces. Ultimately, just went a little bit too far over his head.
Good trip up, and now there's an injured Aviator on the pitch. Here come the Warriors, taken to the near post, and it is going to go out of play. And now we will have another stoppage, most likely stopping the clock here. They still haven't stopped it yet.
Looks like Carson Smith got a little cleat to the ankle there.
And on the far side, not at all what you want to see. The cart is being brought out for the injured Warrior. Oof. That, once again, is Limbacher. But I'm kind of surprised they ran the clock during that. I mean, he's back up and ready to go, but usually you would see a pause of some kind there. Another chance here for Carrollton, now starting to go down players. A good opportunity denied. And that could be a rally cry for them, but hopefully Limbacher is going to be okay.
Smith shakes it off, steals the ball, gets down the right sideline there, puts it inside for Dushan, and fired out of bounds.
And Dushan, he has gotten into the game as of late. Good to see him out there.
Yeah, he's someone who we love to see on the field. He's a junior, but he's never played soccer before, and so everyone wants to see him score. He nearly had it twice a few games ago, but he's great.
And had a great chance there, too, to really affect the game. And that's what you want to see from these players. Affect the game, make something happen. Good chance here. And I think it will tip off of a Warrior, and it will. 2:15 on the clock, and we have ourselves an important corner kick.
And Mondan, he had one of those long kicks. I don't remember quite which game it was. I was here, not in affiliation with SmeeSports watching, and he was well outside of the 18-yard box, and he just put it in right over the goalie's head. He has a bit of a leg on him.
I was going to say, it'd be hard for you to have been at a game that we did for Alliance Boys Soccer this year because we haven't until now. Beautiful corner, and it's a beautiful goal. Nicely done by the Alliance Aviators. First set-piece goal of the night, and they now lead by 3 on the stroke of halftime.
Mason Kager, just right place, right time, off the corner kick, puts it in off his head. I mean, how about that? The great setup there for the Aviators makes it 3-0. Beautiful to see.
And that is Ryder Bandy affecting the game. A beautiful ball, and that is textbook.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to say Ryder had set one up earlier where he had a great pass ultimately they didn't capitalize on it. But we've seen this quite a few times from the junior rider bandy.
So now you look at the way the Aviators are set up. Bandy has an assist. That is his second of the year now. 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 goal contributions. Taylor had the first goal. Schutte had the second. Woods has an assist too. So everybody who has affected the score sheet has only done it once. So 3 goals, 5 guys involved. And on top of that, Cole Pasco putting in a clean sheet so far. So 6 key stats from 6 guys.
The Aviators just showing the ability to move the ball around, get it to different people able to make plays. You got to have that depth on your team if you want to have a solid team.
And they might not be done. Another opportunity. It is Kager taking it up the far wing. He will lose it out of play, and it'll be another corner. Same setup?
Honestly, yeah. Well, no, it looks like they're going with Chase Taylor. But we've seen what he can do, and this will be a huge piece. If they can get a second goal within 2 minutes of half.
And here is the ball played in. There's the header, but it is wide.
Another great ball, but the header that time just couldn't connect. Aviators looking dangerous.
For sure. I mean, the way that they have played in this first half has been great. Now that they have that third goal in, I am feeling more confident with them and the way that they have played. And I think they are too. They still want a fourth. 25 seconds to get it. Heavy clearance up the pitch, and it is intercepted. Poked on forward by Vigilante. He has 1 goal so far this year. Quick throw in, the whistle blows. That is a killer for Carrollton. Any opportunity that they would have had to build an attack here pretty much gone. Final 10 seconds of the half. I think you throw it in and just cut your losses and go to half. Carrollton trying to get something set up for a long chance. They will not get it, and that will do it for the opening 40 minutes at Rockhill Soccer Complex. It is the Alliance Aviators courtesy of Taylor, Schutte, and Kager up 3-0 on the Carrollton Warriors. A tremendous first half. The goal scorers doing their job. The midfield really controlling the game, and as expected, Cole Pasco, a brick wall in between the sticks. 10 minutes for halftime. We will step aside and hear a word from our sponsors and then be back on in a few moments for the SmeeSports halftime show. You are watching OHSAA Soccer on SmeeSports in partnership with Spectrum Channel 1022 Alliance.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
Welcome back to the Rockhill Soccer Complex for the second half. It is the Alliance Aviators up 3-0 through the first 40 minutes. He's Cooper Fontaine. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening as you are watching OHSAA Soccer on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Few things going on at the half, and I think the big one we both saw when going over to either use the restroom or get food. Number 22 for Carrollton, that is Limbacher. He has been taken out of the premises, and he will not return. A big blow for the Warriors.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, he's a senior, a key piece in leadership, if not in the game as well. And that's just a huge loss for them. Seeing him getting taken off on a golf cart, I mean, it's very disheartening. We don't want a serious injury to have occurred, especially not on the soccer pitch. And they're saying it may have been a concussion, and that is no bueno.
And it looks like all the lights have been turned out for a moment at least. Don't know what is going on with the camera, but we will be working on fixing that. And there we go. There's the brightness back, and we are ready to go. Just a slight moment of nothingness, you can say. But overall, for Carrollton, they just need to continue trying to get better. They have the ability in this second half to really change the game, and if they can, then they can definitely get something out of this one. Fisk trying for an immediate strike, and he gets it!
Wow! I mean, no punches held here for the Aviators. Literally, like, what, 14 seconds, and they just put it straight into the back of the net.
Forget a punch back from the Warriors. D'Lo gets one of his own.
Incredible. I mean, that was great to watch. He just went straight up and straight at him. That was awesome.
Goal number 8 on the year for D'Angelo Fisk. Goal contribution number 13. And now Alliance up by 4. 2 goals away from the running clock. And I feel like that has to be a goal for them tonight. A game that it definitely can happen. They still have 39 minutes and 46 seconds to make that happen. That is an absolute dream start to this second half. And now Carrollton, they really need a swift response. But the question is, can they get the pieces going offensively? And that has been the issue. They get close, but not close enough.
Like you said, it's very similar to that Streetsboro-Marlington game where they can get it going, maybe just a little hesitation or just not enough people downfield to set up the offensive attack.
Little jump ball on the near side, taken in by Calic, and he will flick it on forward to Sander Kern, the senior. Kern, no goal contributions this year, trying to get his first tonight. And this would not be a bad game for him to find it. Loose ball going up the pitch, and that is just a push from behind. Shockey gets a little too comfortable, and it'll be a free kick for the Aviators.
Another set piece here to work with. Dangerous for the Aviators, as we saw. Late into the first half, Kager got a bit of a header off of the corner kick, and that was huge for them going into the half.
A bit of a header, to say the least. I mean, that was pure bliss, you can say. That was awesome from him.
Yeah, and it was a great setup as well from Ryder Bandy.
And Ryder, once again, a key player for this team. But 4 goals, 6 guys getting contributions on those goals. All new guys. Another new one, it's Woods, and he is unable to connect. He does have that assist, but a goal would definitely help out his cause, especially for player of the game, and that'll be presented by SmeeSports when this one is done. So stay tuned for that, as we still have a lot of time before that happens. But overall, a good night for soccer, a beautiful night all the way around. This is what you want to see. Good ball played in and cleared away instantly. Once again, Alliance, it's a big week for them, especially football-wise. A chance to improve to 3-1, matching their win tally from last year. Good touch on forward by Chase Taylor. Squares that one right across the 18-yard box. It's Quinn Calic, or rather Caden Calic, excuse me. And Caden Calic able to get a good strike, but too good as it will be over the bar.
Yeah, just a bit high there as it goes into the retaining nets. And another close call for the Aviators. That would be incredible. 2 goals within 3 minutes of this half. Absolutely amazing work so far.
Ball played up the pitch for Carrollton, and once again it goes back to the Aviators. This is their match to control from here on out. They need to take control. And I feel like they have the pieces in place to really do so. And if you're Alliance, I think 1 more goal and you are on cruise control if you're not already. But you cannot go complacent. Fisk hits that one in and it'll go out of play. And that should be our first corner of the new half. And it looks like it is going to be Chase Taylor, the freshman, going to take it.
We saw him take another one. They had 2 corners near the end of the first half. This will be his second corner of the game, I believe, taking it in. And they nearly had one. It went off the head of Alliance player who I honestly couldn't tell. It was a bit of a jumble. Here it is. Just plays it short in there.
Fisk takes it outside the 18-yard box, trying to cut up pitch. He goes down, and they will say no penalty. And that'll be a goal kick for the Carrollton Warriors. But once again, looking at our schedule to round out the week here in Stark County, Thursday night it is going to be Carrollton and Marlington volleyball at Carrollton, 6 p.m. first serve. On Friday, Alliance and Ellett football at Ellett, 6:15 pregame, 7 p.m. kickoff. Then for us in Cleveland on Saturday, it is going to be Holy Name and Madison football. Sunday, Tri-C baseball doubleheader. Good chance taken, and it is a good goal for the Alliance Aviators. That time Caden Kellogg gets it done.
Yeah, we were on the same page with that one. Caden Kellogg does finish that one. He just skipped it in right out of reach of the goalie. Great play there by Caden Kellogg.
Goal number 2 on the year for Kellogg. 3 goal contributions total, and yet again, a new contributor.
I mean, we have just seen the ball. The distribution here for the Aviators has been incredible. This ability of playmaking and scoring, the depth, can be huge for them going into the future, going into the playoffs, no doubt.
In the playoffs, it's crazy to think, Cooper. We're about maybe a month away. The regular season done in, I would say, 32 days. So not much time until the OHSAA playoff draw. Every game from here on out, it's going to matter a little bit more. Bandy does a great job to win possession. One of the best turnover plays today by the Aviators. Now they go for the running clock, and they will not get it.
I mean, time flies when you're watching fall sports, I guess. Like you said, playoffs are very soon. They're just around the corner.
Which is crazy to think. Still football, a lot of football left to go, but week 4 this week. Next Friday, we're halfway done. Just wild to think about.
It makes you happy to think about the football to come, but it makes you a little bit sad.
But still plenty of time. You have to look at the positive of it. Only 3 weeks in, and it's been a great campaign. Alliance here looking to make something happen as they take it back into their own half, and they will try to quite simply reset. And they will easily do so. And here they come on the offensive end of things. 34:50 left to play in regulation. Alliance up 5-0 on the Carrollton Warriors.
And the Aviators have really turned it up, scoring 2 goals in just a quick 6 minutes here. Definitely a lot faster pace than they had in the first half.
And whoa, it's a goalkeeping change as well. That is not Cole Pasco. Pasco is on the sideline wearing number 32 again. I am going to assume that is Patrick, the freshman.
Yeah, maybe we can see him get a little more action in the goalie category.
And there it is.
Just like that.
Gets it done right there. So now Alliance with a relatively new look will take it up the pitch. One more goal here, and we will have a running clock. Fisk, heavy challenge, able to keep possession. He now looks to cross it in. Still taking his time, still looking for some numbers before finally passing it on back. Still a dangerous chance. Kellogg lets it settle, but gets it too late. Alliance still just trying to win back possession. This could be a spot that they control, get a couple of passes, and then attack.
And that quick fast break there was set up by Chase Patrick's powerful throw-in down that sideline to Parker Woods.
And still 33 minutes left to go. I do believe we will see a running clock at some point tonight. It depends if it's now or if it's later on. I feel like Marlington, they kind of struggled at that barrier last week, or rather 2 weeks ago against Streetsboro. Just couldn't get over that hump. Last week was a full Minerva week. This week it is Alliance, Marlington, and surprisingly enough, double Carrollton. Throw into the 18-yard box, flicked on forward, and it'll be picked up by the freshman Patrick. Easily does his job there, and he will send the ball up the pitch. Parker Woods in the middle of the park here for the Aviators. Good touch on forward. Alliance looking for that 6th goal. Still plenty of time to get it. Bandy. Ryder looking for an option. Picks out a pass wide right. Caden Kellogg forward to D'Angelo Fisk. Fisk pokes it out to the wing. Beautiful build-up play. Now Lincoln Reese looking to pick up somebody in the 18-yard box. Lincoln still taking his time, dishes back, and the Aviators will try and take it in from an angle. And finally, the Carrollton Warriors get a poke, and it is out of play.
The Aviators had a lot of great ball movement there. That's something that we saw a lot of from Marlington about 2 weeks ago, like you said. They were just getting amazing playmaking from everyone on the field, everyone making the right passes, the right plays to set up goals.
Beautiful cross in, but nobody on the end of it. And it is an easy stop for the Carrollton Warriors. But for Carrollton, this is going to need to be a game that they learn from heading into the rest of their schedule. Plenty of time to make things right, but it has to start here. You either win or you learn a lesson. That is how a lot of coaches face these losses, and if they can do so tonight, then this will not be in vain.
Face the losses or the ties, as the Aviators know, as they are currently on a 3-game tying streak. Sounds crazy to say, but it's true.
But not for long. Here's an opportunity for the running clock. Here is the chance, and it'll go wide.
Yeah, Kern misses just to the right. Like you said, he's looking to make his first goal contribution here this year for the Aviators, and he was close there, but no cigar.
Well, you might say no cigar, but I smell something behind us. That is, I would say, smoke of some kind.
I think it's because there's a truck.
Something like that. That's the kind of weird setup of Rockhill. There are backyards behind us.
And to the right.
Middle of the woods, but that's not even true. That's more Marlington.
Yeah, Marlington's it's right by their botany, or the horticulture, rather.
And they have that beautiful agricultural center right next to the stadium. Another great opportunity here for the Aviators. Ball played forward, and it'll take a ping off of Taylor. Taylor, he got the opening goal. The goal of difference right now, but he has really stepped back a lot of other guys to get involved, and that is a great guy to have. He has played really good on the wing, and if he can continue to develop, he could be a key guy for Alliance for the next couple of years. I think regardless, he is going to be one of the key guys heading into next season. This was somewhat a rebuilding year, but I think once Pasco leaves the program, it is going to be an even bigger rebuilding time.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, as you said, he scored the first goal, but then he backed off. And that's a good thing to have because he's someone who you can rely on. But at the same time, if he needs to take a step back or if you want to spread the ball around to other people, he's able to do that and still find his piece of the puzzle in this Aviator team.
Rely but not depend. That's the key. Bandy throws it into the 18-yard box and cleared away. Reese gets tripped up, able to win it back for a moment, but he will be given a foul as it looked like he got a little too close to the Warrior. Officially less than a half hour to go. Starting to get a little bit chillier here in Alliance, but this is what you would expect on a crisp autumn night. And it has been a good night for soccer all the way around. Maybe the best night that we have left in 2025 weather-wise.
Yeah, the weather's looking to take a bit of a turn going in these next few weeks and months even, but, you know, we'll have to see. We'll have to see if the weather gets any worse or any better.
Speaking of getting better, here's a great chance for Alliance to take that 6-0 lead. It is Taylor playing it up the pitch, too far in front of Bandy. And that is a play that will come about with time. The more they play with each other, the more that chemistry will be shown, and they can pick each other up easily like that. Caden Callick taking it himself, dishes to Bandy. A great opportunity for Ryder, and he is unable to poke it in. Good save by the Carrollton Warriors.
Just jumbled it off his hands there a little, but it didn't matter because no one was close enough to capitalize.
Now 28:30 left to go in regulation. Alliance up by 5, and they are poised to win their 4th game of the year, officially going back to having more wins than draws. And having to go on the road to Massillon on Thursday, this is a big one for them. Bandy tries the pseudo-scorpion, but unable to direct it right.
And how about the flashy moves, a little showing off there from Ryder Bandy. That would have been a wild goal, no question.
I don't think we expect anything less from Ryder Bandy. That's just the way he plays. He has that winger flair, and that makes him a great player. Woods led in stride on the far wing. Alliance still looking for that 6th goal. The moment you mention it, it's the moment that it seems to seal off. Fisk trying to take it himself. He opened up the half with a goal. Now bringing out the foot skills before finally playing it on back to Schutte.
Yeah, he definitely opened up the half with that goal. Going back to that, I mean, the Aviator scored in literally probably like 10 seconds.
14, I believe, to be exact.
That was wild.
It was just a great sequence all the way around. They did everything right. And that's the key. If you play the game right, you can truly make an impact. But looking ahead to next week's coverage schedule outside of Monday, which is Alliance and Boardman soccer, I'm not too sure. Actually, I take that back. Tuesday next week, that's the big volleyball matchup that we have been waiting for, Cooper. Marlington, West Branch.
Oh, yeah, we've seen what Marlington can do. We haven't been able to cover quite as much West Branch, but
we saw volleyball already. Here's a great chance for Fisk, taking it himself, and it'll be scooped up. You weren't here for that game, but we were there. It was Minerva and West Branch back at the beginning of August, or beginning of our coverage. That was game number 2 back out here. Game number 3 for Alliance, Marlington, or Minerva.
I apologize, I missed that one. But
beautiful ball in from Bandy, picking up Taylor, and yet again the Warriors able to deny.
Yeah, West Branch and Marlington, the 2 powerhouses of the EBC. That will be maybe a bit of a preview of the EBC championship.
And before that, Carrollton, a team that has an outside shot. We see them again on Thursday. And we will be back at the Marlington Dukes Gymnasium for that contest. Really looking forward to seeing all of that action again. We know how good Marlington truly is. And I think if we're being realistic with it, that has the makings of a great game. Beautiful ball played in, but it'll hit off the side netting.
Another chance for Alliance off of those set pieces. We saw them. Great header from Mason Kager off one going into the half. Almost another one off of a kick from Chase Taylor. Almost another one there, but just a bit inside off the side of the net.
Ball sent up the pitch by the Warriors, but right back to Bandy. An awkward touch, and it goes right back to Carrollton. This is where the Warriors need to start pushing up the pitch. Down by 5. The game result is almost locked in, but if you can take a goal or 2 off of Alliance, that is a positive step in the right direction. Beautiful turn by Taylor, trying to pick up D'Lo on the far side, boxing out for possession. He will get it back. Woods also in the area, but finally cleared away by Carrollton. Another great opportunity on a great turn.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that time and time again from the Aviators. Able to get so many great opportunities to score. No shortage of offense in their arsenal.
Not at all, and you would expect nothing less from this team. They are coached very well by Coach Lepley, one of the best coaches in the area. Him and Coach Cowgill, great for the city of Alliance. Obviously, Coach Lepley for the Aviators and Coach Cowgill for the Dukes. I believe we do have Marlington soccer again soon. How soon is soon? I don't know offhand. Do I know my schedule up to next week? Somewhat, but not exact. And as well, there are just so many moving pieces, it's hard to keep track of myself. Great chance once again for the Aviators. Low pass to Bandy. Bandy trying to kick it back outside. But in the end, the Warriors do the job. And once again, Alliance picks it up. Heavy touches all the way around. Caden Calick fighting for possession. And he is able to fling it on forward. He goes to the ground, and it is an optimal set piece for Alliance. I think you look at the spot of the set piece, you give it to potentially a guy like D'Angelo Fisk, who is standing over it right now, and you go. I think he goes for goal.
No question.
That would be my decision, but once again, I am not the head coach, and I am not D'Lo either. Fisk thought about it, plays it short, and in the end, Carrollton gets it back, and it will clear the first line of defense, and now it looks like Patrick will have to spring into action. And he is easily able to clear his lines. 24 minutes left to go in this one. Alliance up 5-0 on the Carrollton Warriors. And a heavy clearance out of play into the bleachers.
Yeah, that one went soaring into the crowd. I hope all the fans over there are okay. The ball hasn't emerged yet, but we'll have to see. There it is.
And as well, the fans that are on the, I want to call it a track, but it's not a track.
No, it's like the outline of the sideline.
Little pavement on the middle left of your screen.
Yeah, all the real Alliance fans know that's the best seat in the house.
It definitely is. Maybe a little bit too close for comfort if you're asking me. To be fair, I kind of like the box with the equipment, but for vantage point, this is great.
Absolutely.
And as well, Carrollton wearing their white jerseys tonight with black lettering. The Aviators not going with their blackout jerseys, instead going for the home powder blues. And the powder blues have been great tonight. Headed on back, it is Fisk. And it is a deep ball back to Calick. 22:30 on the clock. Alliance 1 goal away from a running clock. Masters plays it out wide. Reese up the wing, picks up Parker Woods. Woods looking for some help, trying to take it himself now. Parker squares it a little low past to Bandy, and Bandy will be led in stride, leaving it for a teammate before finally picking it back up. That pass coming in from Sander Kern. And Bandy will simply round it back, and we go from the top all the way back, picking up Patrick. So a good circular play by the Alliance Aviators, and now they look to complete it going around the other way.
And Patrick well off of his line, almost into the midfield area. He's showing his versatility out there.
Beautiful through ball up the wing. Another promising opportunity for the Aviators. Taylor trying to get on the end of it, called off by Bandy. Taylor, he will bend away, getting in a good spot, cuts it in himself for the brace. Instead saved by the Warriors.
Yeah, great save there. Chase Taylor almost put in his second one as a freshman, 2 goals in 1 game. That's a real talent.
And that would be big for Player of the Game honors, which will be handed out when this one is done. So make sure you stay tuned after our final commercial break when we will announce the winner of that very much prestigious award, if I do say so myself at least. Bandy taking it inside the 18-yard box. He will take the shot from distance, and it is easily saved once again by Carrollton.
Again, these Aviators have all the momentum right now. 2 quick scoring attempts, one right after the other. Ultimately, both are saved.
Whistle blows on the far side. A quick toss-up around midfield, and it is possession Carrollton. Still yet to see Cole Pasco, number 32, rejoin us. He does play outfield on occasion, and I think we will see that tonight. I will tell you what, though. Senior night, yeah, we're going to see it.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. We saw it last year. He went out, and he even got a goal, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he maybe did. I know the big one was Apollo.
Yeah.
I'll give Thomas Aquinas credit. They really did a great job silencing him, but they have been great so far this year in boys soccer. So that game, not at all an easy one. Once again, here comes Alliance. Fisk fighting for possession, gets it over to Bandy, and Bandy will lose it around midfield. Yet again, a big battle for the ball. Bandy pokes forward and finally cleared away. That time it's Day the freshman, or rather that is Jasso the freshman. 20 minutes on the dot left to go. 5-0 Alliance on top. Carrollton still looking for their first. And I would say still time for it. But Alliance, they have controlled this game. And I think the whole bench has just cleared, except for Cole Pasco.
Poor Cole, man.
That's him, number 32 on the sideline. Everybody else is switching. It is a full rotation for the Aviators. And Cole will have to wait. But I love this move from Coach Lipley. You look at the way this game has gone. 5-0, you control. If you can give your reserves a 20-minute run out, that is big, especially in a conference game.
Yeah, and especially considering, you know, a lot of these players are new to the game. You know, we got a lot of freshmen, a lot of talented freshmen at that, and a lot of fan favorites over here. Grady Duchamp coming in. Everyone loves Grady Duchamp here.
And the big thing is for Alliance, who will be the future? The one man staying in, and it looks like has been given potentially the captain's armband. It is Chase Taylor. Now that I didn't expect. All the changes, but you give the freshman the captain's armband.
I mean, he's been playing great today.
I think that speaks volumes about him as a player and as well a leader of this team. If you give a freshman a captain's armband, clearly a top talent. Good ball up the wing, pinged forward, trying to land with Mandan. Now on the far side, Kager trying to get it through. It will, but the Warriors will guide it away to safety. All the way around, though, Cooper. What are we thinking about the Alliance Aviators in this game, especially the starters? How did they do?
I mean, the starters came in a quick start, 4 minutes about, and Chase Taylor came in. Chase Taylor, a freshman starting, getting that first goal. He looked strong. Did they only have 3 points in the first half?
3 goals in the first half.
And 3 goals in the first half, maybe not quite the fast start that we thought it was, as that last goal came within the last 2 minutes. But no doubt about it, the Aviators have closed this one out with those 2 fast goals to start the second half, and I think they look very strong today.
I'll tell you what, if they bring out this mentality against Marlington, A, it's going to be a dogfight. B, Parker Woods, be ready to have a lot of physical plays against you, because I'm sure that's going to happen just given the nature of the switch. And then 3, first goal, we saw it last year, not enough to win it, but if Alliance, they can control the midfield, they can beat their noisy neighbors for the first time since, I believe, once again, 2013.
Yeah, I was 4 years old. I've said it once, I'll say it again. And that's one thing that you don't feel like you'll say twice is, I was 4 years old when that happened. 2 different times, 1 broadcast. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
And now some of our other helpers are beginning to feel old, as am I. Trying to think how old. I think I turned 8 that year. Something along those lines. Anyway, the Warriors, a great opportunity here to strike. Good turn. Still nobody home. On the far side, it's 17 once again, looking for the cross. Trying to pick up Payne, but unable to pick him up. It goes out of play, and the Warriors will have a very scarce set piece. Haven't seen many of them tonight.
No, and this could be huge for them to get that first goal in net.
They need something here. A positive to take into that next game. That is what they really want here. Good ball played at the top of the box for Dave, but dispossessed. Once again, it is going to be Taylor, and he is off to the races. Beautiful through ball forward, picking up Ghani. Here come the Aviators. Ghani takes the shot, and it is wide.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the build-up play of the year.
Chase Taylor took it coast to coast, nearly had a beautiful assist on that right side to Jackson Ghani, but that ultimately fell short. And we said it once, we'll say it again. The Alliance Aviators having so many opportunities, converting many of them as they have 5 points, but just coming up a little bit short there. Ghani now with possession.
Ghani stumbles, and he will lose possession. A tight one, maybe a slight push by the Warriors. But in the end, possession goes to Alliance as yet again they find a way to win it back. 15:30 on the clock. Reminder to stay tuned when this one is done, as we will announce our player of the game presented by SmeeSports. And as well, in the next couple of weeks, for those in the Alliance area, tune your dials at 10 p.m. on Mondays to 91.1 WRMU. I am in the process of being trained to do a radio show. It'll be SAD. That'll be the name of the radio show, which, Cooper, any guesses for the acronym?
SAD. So I'm guessing the S stands for sports.
It is sports.
I've got nothing else, I don't think.
Sports After Dark.
Sports at 10 p.m., yeah. That's actually,
So there
I
you
like
go.
that. Very clever.
So we'll have that rolling in a couple of weeks. That'll be posted on social media once that is done. We'll be talking high school sports. We'll be talking college sports. And, of course, we will be talking about those brownies. Looking forward to beginning that in a few moments. Taylor, a great spin to get out of that tackle, and he will send it far up the far wing. And here comes Alliance once again. But I think we kind of called it when that 5th goal went in. All of a sudden, that brick wall just is right in front of them, right around that running clock. Very similar to what happened to Marlington. And it was, I believe, in the 70th minute overall. 10 minutes left to go that they got that running clock. Right now, 4:15 away from 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll just have to see if this offense can put in another goal to turn that running clock on. But they've been close so many times.
Another great chance here. Good ball forward, but just too far out in front. An Aviator goes down. No foul given, and that is the right call. Just kind of came in on the follow-through awkwardly. Headed on forward by Jackson Masters, the sophomore. He has done a good job along with his brother tonight. But the Warriors still trying to find one, and that would be big considering Alliance has only allowed a total of 5 goals this year across 7 matches. And 2 of those came against Salem.
Which ultimately led to a tie. And we've seen that a lot from the Aviators, just letting in a few goals, but ultimately,
Here's that great chance, and it'll go wide.
ultimately matching the goal total and having some ties.
It is just really weird to see how this season has gone. It's just an awkward position. You see all those ties, you think, okay, we're playing in dogfights, and to an extent they were, but the goals against are not representing just how this season has gone.
Yeah, I mean, if those games go slightly different, they're 6-1.
If you change the way those goals were scored, they could be 7-0 easily. But once again, those 5 goals perfectly placed by the opposition. And even one less against Salem, we talk about that. One less against Salem, and that's a win. But that has been a big point of emphasis this week for Coach Lipley and co. And they have really worked on it. And right now, they are on their way to getting a potential win streak started. And with Massillon on Thursday, they need it. Taylor looking for that running clock. This time, once again, a good opportunity. Goes for the bounce, but easily saved. This does remind me of Apollo Prince, though, last year. Thomas Aquinas, they knew hadn't scored on senior night. They locked him down until the end when he finally got it done. But we'll see if Alliance gets that dream ending again here. Either way, Marlington, they will have a better result against Carrollton all the way around. But I think that is to be expected given how Coach Cowgill plays. You compare these two tacticians. Coach Lefley, a more conservative coach. Coach Cowgill, he will attack, attack, attack. Both styles, though, working great.
And we saw that against the Streetsboro Rockets. The Dukes, very aggressive.
And then they turned around after that game and somehow managed a tie against Revere. I didn't take with the pen that tied it.
I believe we talked about it during the broadcast. It was a bit of a tune-up game, it looked like, for Marlington, and they were ready.
They lived up to the hype and then some in that contest, and they needed a day like that. They needed to beat a well-respected program in this area. They got the job done, and they have been great since, and so have these Aviators. Only one loss this year, and they lost to them last year as well. Canton Central Catholic. Maybe a bogey team for the Aviators, but still plenty of time in the next couple of years to get a couple on the Crusaders. Not everything is decided by one game at the end of August. If it was, then the playoffs would look a lot different.
No doubt.
Masters up the pitch, picks up Bandy. Coach Lefley and company, it's clear they want that running clock. The ones are back on the pitch, no surprise. 11:25 left to go in regulation, so nearing the 70-minute mark. Tips on forward, picking up Jace Jones, the sophomore. Played on back, Vigilante. Good cut, but hit out of play. Last touching Neely, the freshman. A lot of youngsters getting in for Carrollton. This is a very young Warrior squad. Give them a year or two, and they could be competing in the Eastern Buckeye Conference.
No doubt. And you look at that young development, we just talked about it with Chase Taylor. If the Warriors have a few Chase Taylors on their team, they could be very scary in the future.
And even if Alliance can have a couple Chase Taylors, then they will be even scarier. And once again, you look at that youth setup, I think they definitely have it in them. 10:40 left to play in this one. And once again, Alliance still up 5-0. Looking at the goal scorers, Calic has one, Taylor has one, Kager has one, and Schutte has one, along with D'Angelo Fisk. Then the assists come from Bandy and Woods. 5 goals, 7 guys contributing to the goals. No repeats. Heavy hit, a heavy challenge. Will we see our first booking of the night? And it appears the answer is no. No cards yet this season that we've seen.
Yeah, and that was a physical play there by Mason Kager, just putting his shoulder into him and putting him on the ground.
It's EBC soccer. Don't be surprised to see this physicality. You go to the Backyard Brawl, which this year is at Marlington, and yes, we will be there broadcasting that matchup. Of course we will. That's one of the biggest games of the year. But that'll be a physical game. A good shot from distance. Patrick, textbook save.
Yeah, and, you know, Carrollton now trying to score any way possible, whether that's outside that 18-yard box or trying to get it in off a set piece.
Final 10 minutes of the 80. Once again, stick with us when this one is done as we will announce our player of the game presented by SmeeSports. A lot of great candidates for the Aviators, but just so many different things to look at. And speaking of so many things to look at, so many attacks up by 5. And this one, just like the others, ending with Carrollton taking back possession. It's just an anomaly of the game. You're right around that running clock. You just, for whatever reason, can't get over that hump.
And like you said, Marlington, it took them a while to get over it, but they still got over it. The Aviators just climbing the hill, just haven't got to the top yet.
But this was a must-needed, or well-needed, bounce-back game. They needed this matchup. They needed it to go this way, and they will get the win. Poked on forward and kind of looked like a cross that just went too far out in front. Jones, the closest player for the Aviators.
Yeah, and like you said, they definitely needed to win this game, get out of that tying streak. I mean,
when we walked in today, we made a comment about it to one of the coaches, and there was, as you would expect, a kind of remark showing the frustration of that streak. Good opportunity for the Warriors, but out of play it goes, and that'll bring up a goal kick for Patrick and the Aviators. And as you can see, just based on our clock, it is perfectly in line with the in-house scoreboard. Shout out to Bryce, who is running our clock tonight, who has it perfect for now. And he will be on the call with me on Friday over at Ellet's. It'll be a fun night of football in Akron. More towards the Mogador area. Not in proper Akron. I would say more the outskirts. Ellett may be the most southern school in the Akron Public School District.
I would agree with that.
And they have a very interesting press box. It's kind of looking like a house. There's a balcony even on the second floor.
That's got to be good for the cameras.
We'll see. It'll be very interesting. We're going to look at the setup. We're getting there extra early. But once again, thanks to Ella for accommodating us. We'll have to look into it. Limited space, of course, as you would expect. So we'll make do with what we can. Great chance once again for the Warriors to get on the board. They will take the shot. And Patrick, putting in the work, makes the save.
Yeah, he's been on point tonight. Definitely a good replacement coming in for Cole Pasco. Not letting Cole's clean sheet so far go to waste.
And I think at this point, the goal is to get that combined clean sheet. And that's what makes it so difficult. You look at this game, for player of the game at least. Everybody has one goal contribution that would be in the conversation. Then you go to Pasco. He has the clean sheet going for him. Everything has worked in unison. It was the definition of a balanced win tonight for the Aviators. And that balance, it can continue to grow here with more people integrated.
Right, everyone just being the perfect cog in the machine for this Aviators system.
And I feel like that is how the best teams roll. You don't have 1 or 2 star players who do all the work. I feel like if you look at Alliance and say, okay, who are the star players? You have a list of, I can't say it, I'm going to say 6 to 8 players.
Yeah, right.
I feel like 7 might be more correct, but they have a lot of stars. Set piece here for Alliance, 6:15 on the clock, headed on forward and saved once again. Another close call.
Yeah, another dangerous set piece there for the Aviators, and another close call. Just trying to bridge the gap from 5 to 6. It just can't work right now. It's not falling for the Aviators.
And even if they don't get this running clock win, a win is still a good win tonight. And some heavy physicality, on the far side.
Yeah, Grady Duchamp not shying away from putting his body on the line and bumping around with the Carrollton boys.
Duchamp, as you said, a first-year soccer player for the Aviators. Good to see him getting some valuable minutes tonight as he played earlier on in this matchup. Good tackle by Masters. Plays it on up to Jones. And that is a preview of the future from Lincoln and Cam to Jackson and Jace. Here comes Bandy up the center. Alliance, they want goal number 6 badly here. Bandy dishes on back. To the far side it goes. Can the Aviators find their 6th? Squared for Reese, and Reese is unable to get it to go.
Just a bit to the left. I mean, come on. We are waiting anxiously for this 6th goal for the Aviators. We are waiting for the running clock. Only 5 minutes left. Can the Aviators close it out with a 6-0 win? Or more?
And truly, that would be a testament to how strong this team has played tonight. They deserve that, but Carrollton, you have to give them their flowers, too. They have been great. And you look at the halves, 3 goals allowed in the first, but only 2 so far in the second. And that first goal came 14 seconds in. So overall, in the meat of this half, 1 goal allowed.
Yeah, the Warriors as soon as that first goal got through, they locked in, they adjusted, and they've been playing great defense ever since.
And they will have a lot of lessons to take out of this matchup into the rest of the EBC season. As for Alliance, the tie streak, it is done. They will get the win, and they will improve to 4. I don't know how I want to say this. I think they're going to go with 4-1-3, win, loss, draw. I think they're going to go with that. In England, it's win, draw, loss, so 4-3-1. But I would say 4-1-3 is more in line with the American scoring of soccer.
And I believe that's how they list it on most websites, Huddle and Max Preps alike. And like you mentioned earlier, there's Cole Pasco. I'm not sure exactly when he got subbed in, but he is playing in the outfield there, making a play for the ball.
And there it is again, winning possession. Being a jack of all trades for Alliance. And on top of soccer, also a very good player for the basketball team. And we've mentioned that already. And we mentioned a couple of times, game number 1 in Northwest. I think we're looking forward to that 15-minute drive on out to Canal Fulton in December.
Oh, absolutely. It was a great game last year. And a great save right there. Chase Patrick, I mean, he has been absolutely on top of it today.
And I think the moment the schedules came out, we all circled that Alliance Northwest game again. even though most of the key people from Northwest are now gone. The big one, Pappas, transferring to Manchester. And he is now a great quarterback for them. Jones taking it just outside the 18-yard box, looking for some separation. Good, Cruyff turned back, had the opportunity to shoot, now does, and it will miss on the near post.
And that would have been quite a nice goal. Jace Jones showing off the handles before taking the shot. Missed it a little bit to the left. Still not able to close that gap between 5 and 6.
And you feel like the Aviators still very pleased with this result. That is one they wanted to get, but it doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't. But like you said, everyone's getting shots on goal. Even some of these younger players, some of these maybe junior varsity players who don't play as many minutes, they've got about 20 minutes after that substitute that happened with 20 minutes left in the second quarter. They've got some valuable minutes here to play.
And that's what you want for your team. You don't want to make those changes too early, though. But Alliance, they did not, as they have just controlled the game since. Final 2:10 left to play. The running clock, if we were to get it, would be irrelevant at this point.
Unfortunately, that is true,
but I feel like they still want it just to have that. Here's the chance, and it is well over the bar. Maybe the last offensive possession of the night for the Carrollton Warriors.
it is likely with how we've seen the Aviators control the ball and be able to just keep control of it for so long. Another chance at goal might be unlikely for the Carrollton Warriors.
And I think the Aviators will simply just try and control possession for the final 120 seconds.
Play a little keep away maybe.
When you get into minute number 80, that's the big one. You just need to make sure it's all good. Instead, Cole Pasco, he is played forward. A chance for the shot stopper to score, but he is denied.
Another great opportunity there for the Aviators. That time, the goalkeeper, Cole Pasco, getting a little offensive action. Normally on the defensive side of the ball, though.
And I think that saved Denai's player of the game, too. If that goal went in, I think our decision would have been made a little bit easier.
But no dice.
I think I do have my answer, though, but we'll announce that after our final commercial break. In around maybe it's a minute until the game's done, but probably now, given our couple extra comments after the fact, minute 15.
Sounds about right.
But overall, Alliance improving to 4-1-3 on the year. They will get the big victory over Carrollton. As it looks right now, 5-0. Carrollton dropping to 1-7 on the campaign. Looking for a get-right game, looking for their second win. Once again, their only win so far, that 3-1 victory against Ravenna. Final 30 seconds of the 80 minutes tonight. Once again, a beautiful night for soccer, and the Aviators have made it a beautiful night by their performance. Now 20 seconds, truly the final attack of the day for the Carrollton Warriors. Alliance, one more clearance, and the clean sheet is theirs. Still 10 seconds to hold off Carrollton. And here comes the countdown on the far side. Down to 5 seconds. Possession won by Jackson Masters. He will hit it out of play, and that will do it from the Rockhill Soccer Complex. The clean sheet is complete, and the Alliance Aviators finally get out of the draw streak, getting the 5-0 victory tonight over the Carrollton Warriors. It might not be the Easter season, but to quote a very famous hymn, the strife is o'er.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, 3 ties in a row, not something you see often. Those 3 ties, all close games for the Aviators, but at the end of the day, getting the victory today hopefully can give them a little momentum going into those next few matchups, a little more momentum, you know, coming to the end of their season. I know we're only through the first, 7 games, now 8 for these Aviators, but hopefully they can have a little more momentum.
Alliance 5, Carrollton 0, your final from Alliance. We will step aside and hear a word from our sponsors one final time, then be back on to announce our player of the game, presented by SmeeSports. You are watching OHSAA Soccer on SmeeSports in partnership with Spectrum Channel 1022 Alliance.
With 8 years of real estate experience and deep roots in Alliance, Heather Prince is more than just your local realtor. She's a proud graduate of Alliance High School and the University of Mount Union. She is also a lifelong supporter of her community. As a dedicated Homes for Heroes affiliate, Heather is honored to give back to those who serve. Teachers, healthcare professionals, firefighters, and EMTs, along with law enforcement who buy or sell a home with Heather, will receive a special reward check after closing. A heartfelt thank you for their service. Local, loyal, here for our heroes. Thinking of making a move? Contact Heather today. Heather Prince with Howard Hanna Real Estate Services, your hometown real estate experts.
Welcome back to the Rockhill Soccer Complex. The Aviators go and meet their fans after a successful night on the pitch. 5-0 your final here in Alliance, Ohio. Your player of the game presented by SmeeSports. We are going with the first goal scorer of the night, Chase Taylor. Goal number 6 of the year, now 8 goal contributions. He has truly been a blessing to the Alliance varsity team this season.
Yeah, he was absolutely infectious throughout the game. We saw it with that first goal. We saw it with him taking leadership. I mean, he was making plays. He went coast to coast and tried to make a play. He's showing a lot of vivaciousness and energy, especially for our freshman on the varsity team.
And it looked like we did drop feed for a moment, but once again, player of the game tonight goes to Chase Taylor. An absolutely great performance from him. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter. As well, subscribe down below to the SmeeSports YouTube channel. Enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Our goal is 5,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. Less than 90 subscribers away from that tally. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. There is no added cost, but it greatly helps out all that we do here at SmeeSports. Our next broadcast is Thursday. It is Carrollton once again on the channel as they go on the road once again to Alliance, but it is to the orange side of the city. The Marlington Dukes volleyball team welcomes in the Warriors for an EBC battle. Then on Friday, we will be making the trip to Akron as the Ellet Orangemen take on the Alliance Aviators. Tune in at 6:15 p.m. for the SmeeSports pregame show. Then at 7 p.m. for kickoff live in Akron. Alliance looking to improve to 3-1 while matching their win tally from last year through 4 games, which will be a great statistic for them. Saturday, it is going to be Holy Name and Madison football at Brooklyn High School. Once again, 6:15 pregame, 7 p.m. kickoff at Brooklyn Memorial Stadium. Then Sunday, we added it in, and we are excited. It is Tops ball once again back. 12 and 3:30 at Ron Model Field. The Triceratops welcome in Terra State. It's an OCCAC fall battle on SmeeSports. Looking forward to seeing Coach Stolberg and company. I know Bryce over to our right played and at least went to school with a Mr. Jackson Bowles from Glen Oak, a very good player for the Tops. Looking forward to seeing him and the rest of the guys again on Sunday. But that will do it from the Rockhill Soccer Complex in Alliance. The Aviators take care of business. The tying strife is o'er. They get the job done tonight, 5-0 over the Carrollton Warriors. For Cooper Fontaine, I am Nathan Smee saying so long from Rockhill, and we will see you again next time. This has been OHSAA Boys Soccer on SmeeSports in partnership with Spectrum Channel 1022 Alliance. Thank you all once again for tuning in, and we will see you again next time.